Alright, welcome back to Roguetech, and welcome back to your first playthrough. So, I went through the barracks, and I skilled everyone up as much as possible, since we're on a higher skull planet. Except for our commander, I really want to get more tactics or gunnery, or both. Piloting isn't that big of a deal for backline mechs, and the Bushwhacker is definitely a backline mech. And while the Resolve Gen of increasing guts would be pretty cool, I feel like getting more unjam chance for the AMS is important. Because right now we have 5 gunnery. I believe the Bushwhacker gives us +2, which is only a 70% chance to unjam. So we're trying to get to 10 gunnery in battles so that we have a 100% unjam chance with the AMS. That way it's always up at, for the next round or whatever. So, I guess I'll just run through real quick. Braver didn't have enough. We actually gave the crit chance and clustering to Hellion. Yes, she's about to be piloting the Phoenix Hawk. That doesn't really have a lot of crit chance or clustering. But when we drop her still in, because we can still drop her in the stealth, she does have affinity with the stealth still. So if we do drop her in the stealth, we'll still have Juggernaut, and we'll now have Bandit to try to make it more effective. So that's why I did that. I do intend to retrain her once I can afford the 500,000 C-bills, and then we will be dropping both Bandit and Juggernaut. But as long as I have the Juggernaut quirk, I might as well build her Bandit so that she also, crits more on the stealth. But she is going to primarily be piloting the Phoenix Hawk now, and there really wasn't... I could have gone with the Focus Fire, or whatever it's called, that gives you +1, or -1 recoil and +6% called shot multiplier. But she doesn't have recoil on the Phoenix Hawk. So, I was like, a little bit more crit chance, sure, whatever. Anyway, Horik, we have him as a vehicle pilot, so he has the 2 best vehicle quirks for a slower moving vehicle, the max sight and sensor range, advanced sensors and initiative, and the bonus movement. Huldra, we just got her cautious. Jelly Roll, we have him at 3444. McWraith, all 4s. Narf, I actually opted for cautious before I took 4 guts. Yeah, cautious is good when you're sprinting around, and we're mostly planning on using him in the Firestarter, I believe. I believe that was the plan. So being able to drop stability and continue sprinting with the short-range, kind of medium-speed mech is important. Orcus, I actually didn't skill up at all because the best I could get him is 3333. So we're just going to let him keep training in the simulators for a little while. Oranos, we got him up to 4 gunnery, 4 piloting, and I would like to definitely get him 4 tactics. I think he was already 3-4, 3-3 or something. And just, yeah, if we put him in the stealth, then the piloting is going to be important. If we don't put him in the stealth, then I don't know. I'm trying to get everyone to 4s at least, now that we're at a higher skull planet. Rusalka, I gave Escapist, in part because we have the 15-meter tank VTOL move, which is half a hex, and I think VTOLs have like a bonus to whatever, to sprinting or whatever. So we'll see if we actually get up above the evasion we usually get with it. And we also have Leadfoot, which increases the speed as well. So we're just trying to get as much evasion as possible on VTOL. Sarge, also giving... she has Escapist, already had Escapist for the... Cloak. Yes, we changed Calcifer to Cloak. Since Cloak is able to get the extra 2 evasion when sprinting. And then Cautious, again, is really good for dropping stability to continue sprinting. Tainted Loki, just standard vehicle pilot stuff. And we have Zombie 6 set up to be a vehicle pilot as well, because we have a bunch of vehicles, so why not? And looking through, knowing that we need money, looking through, I found that we do have a solo duel. It is 3.5 skulls. So this is the first time we're looking at a solo duel, so I'll make, I'll go into this a little bit deeper than the missions I have been going in. You're going to be in a solo duel most of the time, one-on-one. You're dropping one mech, they're dropping one mech or vehicle, and you're fighting it out. So yes, you can drop like an assault tank or whatever if you want. And it is a one-on-one fight. You'll see the max salvage is 1 out of 7. So 1 priority, 6 random. The reason why is because all of the value for that difficulty is in one single unit. So, A, it's usually a valuable unit, and B, the random salvage is usually pretty impressive. Like, the random salvage that you get is usually good. The only time going for max salvage is objectively bad is if you're bringing a mech that is going to shred everything, and you're going to have less than 7 interesting picks on the loot table. But we need money. We need money really bad. We need $500,000 to respec Hellion. We need another $1 million to finish getting the financial report in order, so that's $1.5 million. And then I believe we had like 500,000, over $1 million. I don't know. We need a lot of money for stuff we want from the store. So to that end, we're going to prioritize getting money over getting random picks. So this is a 783,000 Seville payout with 1 priority pick and 3 random. It's also potentially going to be very high damage. Normally, I would drop the stealth. The way it's been working, I would totally drop the stealth on this. But we've changed it significantly. It now doesn't really have shooty weapons. Like, it's got the Snub-Nose PPC and the SRM-6 Valiant. Oh, and I looked into it. I'm pretty sure that when the combat shield is active, the AMS will not fire. I can't say for certain, but I'm pretty sure, based on the little bit of looking I did, pretty sure that's how that's going to work. Which means this AMS Mark II literally does nothing. So I'm either going to make this like something different somehow or other, or I'm going to rebuild it to be some kind of non-combat shield mech. But yeah, that's future me's problem. For now, I think we're either going to bring the fire starter for fire shenanigans, or we're going to bring the Stormcrow. Now, the Stormcrow I have not tested yet, but in theory, the Chameleon LPS, along with the passive sensors, should make it very defensive. Like, it should be quite hard to hit, especially with respectable move speed. 6.9 is not the fastest, but 6.9 will still generate a bit of evasion. But on top of the stealth, it should be quite difficult to hit this particular mech. So, do we bring the Stormcrow, or do we go with Calcifer, knowing that we'll have heat shenanigans, so we might be able to just mitigate all the damage by making them super toasty? And I think... So, if we don't go for first off, as we approach, if we aren't in range to use the flamers and the SRMs to heat people up, we can switch over to counter missile, and each SRM will be able to intercept 1 missile, so we'll be able to intercept 16 missiles. And unless it is a dedicated missile boat, that should intercept most of the missiles. Even if it's running like an LRM-20, it'll intercept up to 16 missiles pretty reliably. 80% intercept chance, 6 damage per missile. But again, the Stormcrow has stealth. The Stormcrow also has more stability threshold because of the Omni Gyro. And it's running a Clan XL instead of a standard XL. So I think the Stormcrow is the safer choice. Who do we put on it, though? So, Definitely don't want to put Aranos on because his stats are just too low. He needs to train the simulators more before we drop him. Wait. The Stormcrow is machine gun. Right. Braver. We were going to use Braver here because Braver is going to have 0 recoil on the machine guns. Is that enough? Is that enough to warrant him being on the Stormcrow? Because there's also Sarge. But Sarge is the Incubus. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna leave Sarge on the Incubus. Tainted Loki, vehicle pilot. So, as far as people that are skilled up, we basically have Narf with Reckless Lucky, which when we're using the supercharger, we actually are going to be generating potentially over max evasion. Oh, there's my graphics card chugging. I hope to be able to have that fixed by the end of the month. But yeah, so Braver's just minus recoil, basically. The minus 10% stability damage taken is interesting as well. But the offensive push accuracy really does absolutely nothing for the Stormcrow. Oof. Yeah, no, I think the play is bringing Narf. Reduces jam chance on the machine guns when we're going all in, so there's that. I wonder if recruitment thievery works in duels. Like, drop Narf in one mech and then call in another one. Cheating a little bit. Yeah. There's not a whole lot of other... Because I definitely want piloting. I need piloting. And the only people who are going to have 5 piloting are Sarge and Tainted Loki and Rusalka. And obviously the vehicle perks are no good on a mech. You know what? I am gonna drop Sarge. So we will get a really good indicator here of how effective our stealth is, because on top of what we already have, we're going to also have an additional +1 ECM shield and probe. So if we take minimal damage, then cool. It'll also give us a chance to see if Escapist actually is giving us any additional evasion, or if it's like, yeah, or if we don't need to worry about getting Escapist on whoever ends up piloting the Stormcrow. So yeah, we're gonna do that. Alright, here we are, fighting a Capellan duelist. So they might be bringing stealth. At 3.5 skulls, I believe we could be against a high value medium, or more likely a medium to high value heavy. Or a low value assault. That's also possible. Alright, so in a duel, you usually drop... You usually drop a bit of a distance away, so if you're bringing a long-range mech, you'll usually be able to keep your distance if you so choose. And if you bring a short-range mech, you're usually going to need to close with the enemy for at least, like, 2 rounds. Like the first round, the reposition round, and then one more round after. So, because of the reposition round being a thing now, it's actually not nearly as bad to bring short-range mechs on Duel as it used to be. So, yeah, we're going to, real quick. Alright, so we do have a 0% fail chance on the supercharger. So I am absolutely going to kick it on, and we are going to sprint for 9. Okay, so we do not have any bonus evasion from Sarge. It's literally just the Escapist ability. But we are able to get 9 running across open ground, including partially on the road with the supercharger. So I don't think the extra 1 evasion is really going to be worth
Understood.
is really going to be worth the, you know, the perk being spent on the Phoenix, or not Phoenix, sorry, on the Stormcrow. Okay, and can we use? No, we cannot. We cannot use the supercharger on back-to-back turns. So we are also not in combat yet, which means... Wait. The Spore Cloud must be rough terrain. No? Yeah, slow all units moving through them. Okay. That's why we only get 6. Or 7. Okay, we're definitely going to take the 7. Even though it's still, like, low ground compared to them, it's not that much of low ground. So we should be fine. Here we go. It is... Oh, they have a stealth mech as well. They have a stealth emperor. What? Okay. Okay. It's fine. I kind of figured it was going to be stealth when I saw it was Capellans, because Capellans love their stealthy mechs, which is why I love fighting Capellans. But that's an emperor. That is an assault mech. That is an assault mech. So... Man, I really wish I had Inferno ammo on this thing. That is one thing I would love to do with Tonka, is just remove the Inferno ammo from it and put it on the Stormcrow. I'm going to give him a turn, actually. See if I can maybe get behind him with the Supercharger. And he actually was not able to get in range, or, you know, line of sight to shoot me. So if I Supercharge, I indeed can. I have to be out of cover, but that's... fine. I can also put my back to the wall. So, I also didn't look at the supercharger to see if the fail chance had completely gone away. It had. Alright, cool. Cool, cool, cool. So, he actually has quite slim armor on the back. I see. We're definitely going to go all in on the rockets. Might as well try to use the B-pod. 0.9% chance. We're going to also put that at the bottom. In case it goes off, it's going to be most useful for crits. It's highly unlikely. Less than a 1 in 100 chance. But there is still a chance. And then I think LK is the best option here. Yeah, it's definitely better than Slug. Now, the real question is, do we fire the machine guns all in? And I think the answer is no. So, that's what we got. We destroyed Gauss ammo. A regular bin and a double bin. Okay. 3 medium pulse lasers and a PPC. But we destroyed 3 tons worth of Gauss ammo, so he might not have a Gauss rifle that... He does not have a Gauss rifle that works anymore. Okay.
What do you need?
Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, definitely for for safety's sake, we're going to go ahead and turn off the supercharger. And I think we're going to stay in optimal range, because now that he's open, it's time to go all in with the machine guns and see how many crits we can get bouncing around in there.
Okay, I'm on it.
And this might even be a kill. TSM destroyed, engine crit, medium pulse lasers destroyed, double heat sinks destroyed, stealth armor. Okay, so he just had basic stealth. Nothing too crazy. Okay, he hit with the PPC. Yeah, we're gonna have significant repairs after the Stormcrow, you know, gets out of this mission. But it's fine. This is a great test run. Like, we are literally dueling an Emperor. It's so nice. Do we actually give up? It's not that much of an increase. It's actually not an increase at all. Okay, never mind.
Roger.
We definitely take the 4 evasion. Now, yes, we could have potentially, you know, gone further away, but I wanted to be in optimal range for the machine guns, because only one's jammed so far. Engine destroyed. Okay, something exploded. Engine destroyed, and then there was an explosion.
Mission successful.
So the 2 main ideas, well, 3 main ideas, I guess, of dealing with duels is, on the one hand, dropping mechs that have a ton of boom room so you can hopefully just tear through the enemy in 1 or 2 turns. Or, number 2, bringing a mech that has a lot of mobility to, as I demonstrated, backstrike and tear through an enemy pretty quickly. Or, final thing is, if you just bring somebody who has a bunch of damage reduction and armor and tankiness, and then just soak damage as you slowly grind through them. Although, obviously, that the reason I left it off in whenever I said first 2 is that's an expensive way of doing it. Also, I'm very glad I did not go for, like, full salvage. Cockpit basic, fire control standard, sensors basic, case. Oh boy. So we have an ERPPC, which is 7 tons, 55 damage. We have a Guardian ECM. And we have a single Emperor part. So, yeah. Also, yes, whenever I was offered the AMS carrier vehicle, I should have done this to see how much it was worth, because it was obviously a very special vehicle. And you can see the Emperor part is valued at 2.995 million. However, since it's valued at almost 3 million, it's very much worth pointing out that that includes all the stuff that might come in it. So if you just scrap a mech part, you're not actually getting a percentage of that. You're getting a percentage of what just the chassis is. The exception to that being if it's an Omni where the stuff's built in, any kind of mech where there's built-in components, those components, since they're guaranteed to be intact, also count towards the scrap value. But generally with mechs, it's better to build them, see what you can get out of it to sell, and then scrap the mech after it's built. Whereas vehicles, they automatically come with all the things, so when you scrap vehicle parts, it's the same as 1/4 of, or, you know, however many picks you have, or however many parts for building you have, that, you know, fraction of whatever the value is. So then multiplied by the, you know, scrap sell value, whatever. But yeah, I'm just gonna take the Emperor part, and I have a Gauss rifle that I have no ammo for. Okay. And then cockpit basic sensor. I'm just gonna sell those. Yay, 20,000. Alright, actually not as bad as I was expecting. The repairs are almost paid for by that sensor basic and sensors basic, or cockpit basic and sensors basic. And only 3 days. I'll take it. I will absolutely take it. Sarge is also out for 3 days, so we're not going to be dropping Cloak on this next mission. But we still have plenty of mechs to choose from. So yeah, let's test out the Toasty Boys and the Phoenix Hawk, I think. Urban Knight, I think I'm going to wait to start dropping until we have somebody else with Juggernaut other than Hellion. But yeah, that's actually already half an hour, so let me just go to the store one more time while we have a little bit of money, just to look and see. There's the ELRM-20, which is fine. If you're building an extremely long-range build, the ELRM-20 is, again, 200 damage. It's splash, but it's still 200 damage at up to 1320 meters. Although, again, the closer you are, the less damage it does. But this NLRM, I love enhanced LRMs. Like, sometimes I prefer enhanced LRMs more than clan LRMs, depending on exactly how many hard points I have. So I'm actually going to just buy that, just so I don't forget. The SRM-6, I will buy if we have the money for it before the financial report, but it's not enough of a priority. It's not special enough for me to pick it up immediately. Oh yeah, the heat bank. That's the big ticket item that we're looking for. If we can manage to get that money, because again, if they're not using all of their carry capacity and specialist slots, this is just 1 1/3 double heat sinks for no tonnage, as well as resistance to heat damage. So heat banks are good. Heat banks are just generally really good. But yeah, that's it for the store. One more time running through the hiring hall. I know it's probably, I probably just did this yesterday or whatever, as far as you guys are aware, but I have not recorded since Monday at like 4 a.m. So, was it Monday or was it? Man, I don't even know. The days are a little bit blurred together. Yeah, I took a little bit of time helping my sister and her husband watching the niece and nephew while they went out of town. So my last like 2 weeks got a little busy, but it's fine. I'll definitely be able to catch up and get ahead again this weekend, if nothing else. And I mean, ex-military brave Mechwarrior is not bad, and he can command tanks. So yeah, I can see a world where we pick up Dustraker at some point, but we don't need to hurry and do that unless we just need him to be able to drop, because he's only going to miss out on the experience, the passive experience from our training module. But he'll still be here after this financial report, which will be a much more opportune time to hire him. But other than that, you can tell by the icon that these are all just vanilla mech warriors. He's the only special mech warrior, so yeah. I think I'm going to call it there. So that's been your episode of Roguetech for the day. I hope you enjoyed it, and until next time, have a good one.